Good evening, and welcome back to Street Rats, the podcast, where I really don't follow any rules of what makes a podcast a podcast. I just like to sit down, dress up, and talk about things. Tonight I'm going to talk about some lesbian movie recommendations, but additionally I wanted to share some of my thoughts, kind of where I've been at. It's been like a 4-month hiatus since my last video, and yeah, I have a few updates. So let's get into it. Starting off big, I actually have two big things that were really weighing heavy on my throat. My tonsils have been officially removed. And some people said in my last video where like I showed my tonsils and the size of them, like they're just the sheer mass of them in my throat, that it was kind of awkward. But like, you should do more awkward things in your life. Does my throat feel different? Does it feel lighter? I don't know. It is April 6th, like I said, and summer is coming up. Now, previously I have talked about my brat summers and my rat summer, and for 2026, I am forecasting very, very cautiously. What I'm envisioning for myself is like just something very like, I'm really into nostalgia. I'm really into just kind of reliving what 2014 might have been. And I know that's like this isn't original, but for me, it's soothing some part of me inside that makes me think of like, oh, these are better times. And that leads me into what I think the color of the summer is. Personally, I really love it. I think it looks really great on all skin tones, especially deeper skin tones. But like this like aquamarine, like think turquoise, think maybe electric. It could be like a pale blue, a fierce blue, a saturated blue. Like kind of this dress really encapsulates it, of like it has this, I don't know if this is a giraffe print. I don't know why I can't like a leopard print. My brain just isn't functioning. I'm wearing this with like these baby blue tights, and I like the blue trim. I've been wearing it with like these tan brown boots, and even like my eyes, I put like blue all over my lids. I think it just looks so beautiful with like brown features, like brown eyes, brown hair. Yeah, I'm gonna add more like photos to my podcast. I've realized there's some adjustments need to be made, and that's okay. I want you as the viewer and my audience to like get a picture of what I'm picturing or what I'm referring to, because a lot of stuff goes on up here, and I need to get it I need to export it out of here and into there, into your minds. I have some music recs to kind of get the vibes of just what I've been feeling. For nostalgic purposes, Ribs by Lorde. It makes me kind of like cry when I play it, especially like if the sun's setting or like I'm just driving alone at night. Pure Heroine, that album was like the first album that I had ever fully liked as a kid. Like I would just always listen to like stray songs. But that whole album for me, and especially Ribs, like, it just hits so deep now, especially being like 23 years old and experiencing girlhood in any shape or way of the form. And I don't know, Lorde just gets it. Her writing is so beautiful, and it amazes me every time she comes out with a new album, because she just becomes more eloquent and graceful with her words. And Ribs is just one of those things that it just feels like somewhere between a dream and a memory. And I love that. So if you can add that to your playlist, please do. Um, the other one is called Psychic City, and this has been the fucking like thing of my memories. Oh my god, what happened to that song? Oh, okay. I don't know when I stopped recording, but yeah, I just Psychic City, um, Voodoo City by Yacht, just wonderful vibes. And then another one that really just gives me so much nostalgia, Something Good Can Work by Two Door Cinema Club. Holy fucking shit, like trying to figure out like what the lyrics were because it was playing in my head. Literally just like the perks of being a wallflower really gives a lot of like those vibes. And yeah, there was something about like indie pop. I don't even know if this would be considered indie pop, like pop necessarily, but like just this indie alternative like thing that was happening with like what would they call them now? Not posers, but the word will come back to me. It's like people who would like go to coffee shops and like not millennials, but it was part of the millennial group. Anyways, so that's the music that's been making me feel good. Now to some of like other media, and then I'll get into movies, but I kind of wrote like things that made me gay, but like I think part of the queer experience is like there's a movie, a documentary called The Celluloid Closet, and it talks about when homosexuality is portrayed in media. It's usually like very rare, and it's also depicted in a very negative and tragic way. So it's very hard to find films that like perfectly encapsulate the queer experience. And I think because of that, it makes it really interesting as a queer person to kind of derive different meanings or to search deeper on like the surface level of certain relationships in films, even if it's like written from like a hetero perspective and like there isn't really any gay themes in it. I think if you look hard enough, you can find it. So, and yeah, these are kind of some of the media that's lesbian adjacent for me. If you have not read the book Looking for Alaska, I really, really, really think that you're missing out. Not only have I read the book 3 times front to back, I've also like listened to it, and there's this very specific audio version you need to hear. Go on YouTube, look up Looking for Alaska, look up audiobook, and there's just like this girl. She's such a cutie. It says Read With Me. That's her like title. It didn't get demonetized because I don't think it like got enough views, or for whatever reason, like thank God it did not. But I've re-listened to her reading of that 6+ times. Like, and I'm honestly like I'm going to do it again. Just because I miss it so much. There's something so charming about the way that she reads, and it's not perfect. Like she like is in the comments like, hey, like I mispronounce things, and it's like I love that though. I love that it's read also like from a feminine voice, because the way that I've now learned how I associate with that book is like I'm Pudge, the narrator, the main character that is deeply in love with Alaska. And I love that this book is split into before and after of major events that happen to your life and like how it changes who you are as a person. And I love that Alaska is this elusive, really like magical form of like femininity and girlhood and masculinity, and just the whole way that her whole sense of life is just so lovely to like be a part of. And every time I open that book or I hear that story, it makes me fall in love with her again. And part of it is like, I would like to be Alaska. I would like to know Alaska. I would like to love Alaska. And that kind of yearning and longing is so beautifully written throughout the story. Again, it is not a sapphic novel. It's written from the perspective of a cis male white boy. But I'd highly recommend. And another one that I don't think gets mentioned a lot is a video game. This one also, like, there were definite undertones, and when I watched PewDiePie play it in 2017, or maybe earlier than that, I was like, God, I wish I could go to boarding school. Like, her friend is so cool. Okay, Life is Strange is a video game that is about, and I'm not going to spoil. Also, yeah, trying to make this spoiler free. It's about a girl named Max who moves back from Portland, or moves back from Seattle to go to boarding school for like her junior year. And she's a photographer. It's so indie. It is so fucking indie to the music as well. Just beautiful. Like, watch a playthrough. I love watching people live life without doing it myself. You can also play the game, like, highly 100% recommend. But yeah, there's just something that takes me back to that time. And Life is Strange is about a friendship between two girls and how powerful that can be. There's some surrealism to it, which involves a bit of time traveling, and just the love that Max has for Chloe really transcends, like, I don't know, just sapphic relationships are so much more than like sexual attraction or like romantic companionship. It's like Life is Strange really shows like how beautiful it can like just transcend time and how important a person can be to you that you're kind of willing to, it like sets off something like deeply primal within you to do everything you can in your power to save them. So I think that's really lovely. I love Life is Strange. I love lezzing out to it. It's just great. Okay, so now let's get to the movies, which I know people were talking about, and a lot of my gay followers are like, yeah, like, let me know what Rex you got, because I posted on my story like, hey, does anyone know like lesbian, like, or sapphic movies or TV shows? Like, I feel like I'm deprived of my culture, and so yeah, sometimes it's nice to see it. But fuck, I do have to say this one, like, this is not a lesbian movie at all, but it can be with a vivid imagination. Aquamarine. Fuck. A fucking mermaid comes into these girls' lives. She is stunning. Picture this, Weezer, Island in the Sun, hip, hip. When you're on a holiday, just, she has blue in her hair. Like, she gets the girls to get blue hair, and they're in love with her. And that's the thing about also being a lesbian, is like yearning. Yearning is such an underrated thing, but it's what's part of the magic of being a leslie. And damn, younger me, she really loved that a lot, and I truly did. So, finally. I hope these recommendations help, though, because, like, I originally started this podcast because I wanted to talk about characters that, like, I get hot for, or, like, characters that, yeah, I get hot for, and then, like, break it down, or even have, like, a hear me out of, like, you know, sometimes there's just something about someone, you know? Um, anyways, so movie recs. We're gonna go kind of like briefly through them. I won't get too in depth, even though I've been talking for 30 minutes. But, okay. A recent really good one, if you haven't seen it, I know it's a classic. The Watermelon Woman. It's directed by Cheryl Dunye. There's actually scenes that were filmed at my brother's college in Philadelphia. Art imitating life, yearning, loser lesbianism, which is something that is so deeply ingrained to coming out, is that there's this awkwardness of kind of feeling like a teenage boy when you're around a beautiful woman. And I just love Cheryl. Like, it's such a funny movie. It's such a sensual movie. And it's also really deeply reflective on her own identity as a Black woman who also can present like masc or like non-binary, and what her struggles are with dating, especially with like other white lesbians, or just like her space in the world. It's really lovely. I it's like a documentary meets a comedy meets a romance. It's just like everything that you need. Um, the next one that I'll recommend, if you have seen Watermelon Woman, if you haven't, it kind of reminds me of Bottoms in a way. Like, Bottoms is super campy. Again, Iowa Debris and Rachel Sennett are stars of it. Again, kind of taking on this like loser lesbian role of being like, fuck, like there are these really beautiful popular girls, like how can we get them to realize that like we're cool and that they should like us. It's really awesome. I love just how incredulous some of the plot gets of being like, you know, juvie, like surviving juvie and all this stuff. Also, I think their name is Max in that movie. I hope they do a Bottoms 2 and like bring Max back. Max is so, so hot. What's another one? Another like light. These are like my light recommendations, and then they'll kind of get darker and like bleh, bleh. But Imagine Me and You. This was like this was a cute one. I stumbled upon it. It's almost giving like it's two like femme for femme lesbians ish. It's about this girl that is engaged, about to be married. I think she does get married, and she meets this florist that is openly gay, and it kind of makes her question like her identity and like what her role is to be a wife or to be a woman to a man, and seeing someone just exist without the existence of men in her life, like this florist, and seeing how she goes about in the world. Like, it just really like awakens something within her, and it's almost like Hallmarky, like a Hallmark film, in the way that it's kind of like easy watching. There's no like crazy drama where someone's getting physically hurt or like emotionally like traumatized. It's a really lovely one if you're a baby gay. Getting a little bit deeper into it. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I know has like lesbianism in it, but it's just like kind of like a fun, campy, kind of adjacent to Bottoms, like just campy, incredulous plot. It's funny. It's kind of sexy. Rachel Sennett is in it again. I need to look up the other cast members, but they're incredible. Some other recommendations. I know Precious isn't a lesbian film, but I really liked it. It's a more intense watch for sure. There's very dark themes in it, like content warning for like sexual abuse, physical violence at home, things like that. It touches on like it goes into what home lives can look for a lot of young adults. And I just really liked, upon rewatching it this past year, seeing that the teacher who plays like an integral role in the film for Precious is like a lesbian. And it was just really beautiful, like seeing her with her wife, and they were carrying a baby, and it was just like, oh, like that teacher, like that's who I want to be. Just not only as like a lesbian, but like just as like a person in general. Like I do want to not weaponize my femininity, or sometimes I feel like it's been weaponized against me, and kind of use that to heal others, and also like create a very loving and like open space in my home. And it was just beautiful. Going off of that, Love Lies Bleeding, Kristen Stewart, 1980s gym rat type of stuff. Yeah, it is gritty, criminal, rah rah rah, drama, bodybuilding, sweaty. I think I already said that, but very, very hot. Almost like Mask for Mask it's kind of giving that. And major themes in that film are masculinity. So, yeah, I mean, when I watched it, it just literally felt like I was being punched in the heart, and then like I couldn't breathe, and I was just like, at the end of the film, I was like, wow. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Very gay. Something along that is Bound, the movie Bound. It I didn't know how I felt about the love interest at the beginning. Like she's very, very feminine. Not quirky, but the other girl, I don't know her name. I'm so sorry. I'll put photos. Quirky. Holy God, bejesus. Wow. Quirky's just wow. The feminine love interest, the femme fatale, all of this. I really learned to like love her. Oh my God, like just the whole movie was told so well. Again, very good plot, very good writing, very good storytelling. It wasn't just about like being gay wasn't a part of the plot of being like, am I not? It was more about like, okay, we're lesbians, we're women, let's lie. Let's manipulate men to get what we want. Definitely very intense. A lot of violence, but I really enjoyed that. Going to my most intense, which I know that a lot of drag queens talk about, and I can understand why, but Showgirls, it's really devastating history. It like ruined this woman's career who starred in it. I could not believe, like the first what, like it's like 2.5 hours. The first 2 hours are like, wow. But then the last half hour like kind of takes a turn where I'm like, I don't know if that scene was necessary. But everything else really worked. It's very truthful, like very real. And yeah, a synopsis of Showgirls without being spoilery. Bisexual themes. Again, the woman who played Corky in Bound is in Showgirls, and she is fierce. A kitty's got claws and she fucking uses them. It's such a pretty film. I love the dancing. Like I might even write like my dance paper on it because It's very, I don't know if it's Fosse-esque, but very dramatic, and just great. Some sad ones, I'll say blue is the warmest color. I know that there's a lot of negatives to this movie and how the actresses were treated, especially during the sex scenes, or especially during the intimate scenes between the two girls. There wasn't a lot of care taken when filming, and the actresses were also not privy to what the final cut would be, and they are very, very long scenes of intimacy, like very explicit intimacy. But I felt like I could relate to Adele, who is the main character, kind of feeling trapped. Not even trapped, but feeling really lost in her male relationships. And people have described that maybe she's just bisexual, but personally, I actually just think that she's lesbian and uses male attention or male affirmation as like a fleeting temporary fix to like what is deeply missing within her. Made me cry. Another movie that absolutely made me fucking sob, like unconsolably, was Portrait of a Lady on Fire. For one, because I can understand French, so like hearing the French, the way that the words were spoken, along with reading the subtitles, I'm not that fluent, but there's just something about the French language and the French culture. Like I said, they don't know how to be happy. They don't know how to love. They know how to love and how to lose and how to lose. And that's 100% just, no spoilers, but it's just really beautiful. There's Moors, I believe is the word. This woman is going to, she is commissioned to make a portrait of this woman's daughter before she gets married, and the asterisk is, or there's a word, I just can't think of it, and I'm sweating. So anyways, she has been commissioned to do a portrait of this woman's daughter without the daughter knowing that she's painting her portrait, because she doesn't want to sit still to be painted. And there's just a lot of questions of, again, it is a sapphic movie. There's a lot of questions of like how the patriarchy and misogyny really traps women, and like what this meaning of freedom is, and what power you really had during that time. I think it was based in the 1900s. Yeah, there's a story, I think, of like Sisyphus. That's not it. There's like a Greek story or a Bible story. The way that they use that, I've heard that story many times before, but the way that they used it in particular in this movie as like a theme, it just, once it was happening, I just sobbed, just tears. Like my eyes just closed and I was crying and I couldn't open them because like there was just so many tears falling and so much pain. And yeah, I just really felt it. Really beautiful. Some movies I haven't seen, but I got recommended on my Instagram. If you like the movie Secretary, which is a little BDSM, a little power play, Secretary is a heterosexual romance, but The Duke of Burgundy was recommended in place of that for like a sapphic film. And if you liked Brokeback Mountain, which I still need to see, you might like Desert Hearts, which is a lesbian cowboy movie. That is what my notes have said. Whew. Okay, me saying I'm not gonna gab on for a long time. My Venus and Mercury and Saturn is in Gemini, so I think I'm just a chatty chat. Anyway. Oh. I also screenshotted a few more. We'll leave that for later. Some other people mentioned Jennifer's body. Again, I get it. I'm just disappointed how they depicted it. But it's still a good watch. The L Word, again, I need to see it. I need to see Shane. I don't know how I can get access to the L Word, but I will be watching this. Someone said you probably know this one, but Mulholland Drive is so good. Who knew that David Lynch loved lesbians? I mean, I don't know. I've heard so many good things about Mulholland Drive. I need to see it. Yellow Jackets as well for TV shows. If you haven't seen it yet, this is by Abby. Shout out Abby. We used to go to high school together. Like, holy shit. I'm so glad you're still here. You're awesome. They said Yellow Jackets, if you haven't seen it yet, the L Word, and I don't know what else, TBH. I'm like, same. Yeah, shout out to Ash also for saying the L Word. Let me see. Oh, literally, Lyra was like showgirls with the crying and praying hands. Yep. And Camilla said bottoms. So, love you. Oh, also, CJ put Portrait of a Lady on Fire. He knows what's up. He knows the pain. Something I hadn't seen yet. Gail put saving face, exclamation point. Din Boy said not specifically, but Yellow Jackets, and Juju Bean Love said Lost and Delirious. And Levi put Bound 1996. So I think, all in all, I think this is a very, this is a wide breadth of movies that you can see and get into. And even if it's not specifically lesbian or sapphic, like there's traits and aspects and everything, like I'm saying, if you look hard enough. But again, I'm gonna be rewatching Aquamarine. I need the vibes. I live by the beach. I never go swimming. I need to do it. Yeah. And again, this was a podcast episode that I've been meaning to film. I didn't really have too many plans for it. I don't really know if anything's gonna come of it, but like I said, it's just this boring thing to like keep showing up for. No, I thought I wanted to blow a bubble. I really don't. I just really don't. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I literally love anyone who like takes the time to sit down and watch my videos. Thank you so much. You really don't know what it means to me, but like it means this much. No, like I don't know. I've always been that kid that's like wanted to put myself out there in the spotlight, and I've just had so much of my own self like getting in my way. And I don't know, I always wanted to be like a YouTuber, as silly as that sounds, but I really do love it. And I'm really happy that you're here. So thank you for watching. Tell me what you think the color of the summer is. I forget what I say, but like, stay ratty. No, I don't know. What makes you go feral? Think about that. Think about being feral. And I'll say this. Rats are fucking awesome. We will go into the history of rats. It's a very meaningful thing to me. Rats adjacent to bunny rabbits, adjacent to things that aren't liked, and There's the history right there. No, I mean there's more, obviously. I don't know. Okay. Also, I have this little like frog poster thing, and in April it says, I am as worthy of my dreams as anyone else. I think that's just fucking beautiful. So, my lovely, lovely audience, thank you again. I love you so much. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your night. Goodbye. Okay. Bye.